So hi, welcome to my podcast. I'm Shane.
I'm Gloria.
Happy Monday.
It is.
It's quite
Yeah, I'll
literally a
give
Monday.
it that. I'll
Yeah.
give it that. It's so Monday coded.
Yeah, it's the Monday of all Mondays is the feeling I've got through this day so far. But seeing Tate McRae tonight, so
Who's opening for her?
Presley Rogers, I think. Every time that you go to like one of these pop tours, Presley Rieger, I don't know. It's always some.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, it's always some fucking artist that you like never hear of. Very rarely do I go to a tour like that and I'm like, oh, I know the opener. Like the only one that's
like who opened for Dixie?
Well, it was Dixie opening for Big Time Rush, which was better than the Big Time Rush performance, by the way. But the only one that's coming to mind where it's like I knew the opener besides Dixie, I was very excited about that.
Of course,
because I was already a huge fan of her music.
You're a DeMeo head.
Yes. Was when I saw Panic at Disco and Marina opened.
Marina and the Diamond. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That was like the only time where I was like, I at least recognize the name. A lot of the times I'm like, who the fuck? Even
Damn,
when I
Panic's pop now?
Well, yeah.
Rip.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that's not like world, shaking, world altering, but it's just kind of like a being mentioned in the same name as Dixie DeMeo, Big Time Rush, and fucking whoever the hell you're seeing tonight. Tate McRae. It's just like kind of like a.
Well,
oh my
you know
God.
what's funny? The last time I saw Tate McRae before at a Jingle Ball, and it was the same case as like her opener, where I was like, I don't know who the fuck this girl is. Like, I sat down for her set while everyone in my section around me was standing because I'm like, I don't know who this is.
But now you know. You've seen the light.
Big fan. I'm very excited.
Big fan.
Total 180 last Monday. And that's why we're recording the podcast, so I can go to see Tate McRae. But we'll be back to our regularly scheduled programming for a couple of weeks.
For like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like three. Yeah.
Starting next Monday. So we'll be back to live streaming for a little bit. And then shit gets tossed around, spun around, thrown up in the air. The whole kit and caboodle. We'll figure it out as we go. We're free balling it until then. But complete 180 last Monday. I saw Slipknot. You saw Belmont. We were both at shows. It was a very fun time.
It was.
Slipknot, Knocked Loose, Orbit Culture. Absolute, positively movie. At Madison Square Garden in New York City. Got that pre-show Taco Bell. Ate way too much Taco Bell. Was dying. Wandered around New York City for a little bit. Went to Target. That was very exciting. Macy's. Did not go on all 7 floors, though. I figured I'd get lost. And then it was finally showtime. I got there a little too early. Orbit Culture was cool. I had never heard of them and was bummed initially that they were on my leg because Vended is on leg 2. And I have wanted to see Vended for so long, even though they are just baby Slipknot, quite literally, and in the sound.
Like, actually.
Yeah. I've wanted to see them for a while. But Orbit Culture wound up blowing me away. I like their studio stuff. I thought their stage show was super awesome, and they were very grateful and thankful for the opportunity, which was very rad.
That's so nice.
And then Knocked Loose. I mean, never thought I'd see Knocked Loose play in Madison Square Garden. Is wild. Sold out crowd. A lot of people there for them. So yeah, that was fucking sick. They sounded great. I'm seeing them again in October. That should be fun. And then Slipknot came out. Don't shake your head no at me. And then Slipknot came out, ripped the self-titled record. I was in full, except for one song, because it's too personal to Corey, so they don't play it.
Oh.
Which
Valid.
is like, all right, that's fine, whatever. But they ripped through the rest of it, including like bonus tracks and things like that on the 10th anniversary edition. So yeah, it was fucking rad. I got into Slipknot because of the self-titled album, so getting to see it live was fucking crazy, and they sounded amazing. It's 25 years old, and Corey sounds better than he did 25 years ago on some of these songs, which is wild. Been seeing a lot of people complaining online, saying like, why aren't they playing the hits? It's not that kind of tour.
It's not greatest hits tour.
No, they did a bad job at marketing it. They didn't say they were going to be playing the self-titled in full, although it was kind of assumed. So, if you like Slipknot self-titled, you should go. If you like when Slipknot plays the hits, they'll be back, I'm sure.
Don't go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. That's a very great review.
Thanks.
Yeah, I saw Belmont, Our House, Lil Locust, and Red Weather. Red Weather was the local opener. It was the first time I had heard of them and obviously seen them. It's cool to see another good band out of Virginia. I don't know. Respectfully, I guess. I don't know. They were great. They rocked the stage. It seemed like the crowd was into them. Thumbs up. I thought I was for sure that I was gonna be fucking late and walk in just in time for Belmont, but I did catch the local. So all right, that's
you
fine.
were there fashionably early.
No, it was kind of crazy because they were just going, like, they hadn't even gone up yet. And they're like, hey, what's up? My name is... I went, what? Because doors had opened an hour and a half ago. Mm-hmm. So I was like, we should be like 2 openers in right now. Guess not. So then after that, it was Our House, Our Time, House, Place. We interviewed them a little while ago. You should go check it out. Yep. They did very well. The crowd fucking loved them, which was great. They started a couple mosh pits and they sounded great and everything. Stage presence was fucking awesome. My one gripe is that every like 5 seconds, the front man would be like, I want you to fucking bash someone's skull into this song. I would go like, no. It would scare the fuck out of me. Like literally just like, no. And people started like swinging on each other. So I was like, I am not safe here anymore. So then I went to like, the fucking, not a corner, but the wall. I kind of hugged the wall for a little bit because I was like, you people are going a little too crazy right now. In the pit, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And I don't know how I'm ever gonna, if Speed ever tours or anything, I don't know how I'm gonna survive. Because that was the opener, who isn't even hardcore, I don't think. They just have influence. So I'm fucking cooked. Little Lotus was fucking awesome. Vocals were fucking crazy. For a minute, I was like, are you lip syncing? Because it was like that good and that clean. Mm-hmm. And then he handed the mic over to someone and you could hear the fucking person. So there were no tracks or anything at all. So that was very surprising. Not surprising, but just it was kind of like, damn, you got this shit down then. That's actually insane.
Yeah.
Great set. Belmont came on around 9:30. I don't know. I texted you and I was like, Belmont's coming on. What the fuck is happening? And they had a 35-minute set.
Banger.
Fuck that. Sorry. My fucking Uber ride, was fucking longer than the fucking set. Uber. It was fucking 40 minutes away, and you're telling me it's a 35-minute set? I was in the car longer than I was at the fucking concert for them. Whatever. It's fine. They did play SSX Trickmont. Jesus fucking Christ.
That's
I don't think I meant to say it out loud. Incredible opener. Great. They have a little track that they play at the beginning, which I'm sure you know because you've fucking seen them and you won't see them again. It's kind of like, who's in the house? Who's in and I was like, oh, it's fucking Belmont. It's Belmont, isn't it? I loved it so much. Great stage presence. Taz jumps so much higher than you would expect him to. I would just kind of like look away. I would look at like fucking Jason shredding and screaming, and then I would look up and Taz is like 8 feet in the air, and I'd be like, oh, how the fuck did you get up there? Whatever. Great set list. Wish there was a lot more of Liminal. We move. It's fine. But yeah, great show.
Yeah, hell yeah. Great show. They always put on a good show. It's not that I won't go see them again. It's just that Knock Loose is in town, and every time I've missed them, the room has just gotten progressively bigger. So at some point, I got to see him headline. October will be that time.
Yeah.
But we got plenty of albums and singles to chat about here, so we're going to jump right into it. Yours truly dropped their new record, Toxic. We had Michaela on the podcast. You should go check that out. It was a great conversation. And to kick this one off, I'm going to say exactly what I said in the interview, which is the record is fucking fantastic. And it is the perfect blend of the sound of their last record, the full length, and the last EP that was put out, where, you know, the album was a little, you know, pop punk, what you would expect from yours truly, and the EP, the 2022 EP, was a little bit more on the heavier side, the darker pop,
broody,
had some heavy elements. They weren't doing fucking breakdowns, but unfortunately I liked that atmosphere that they were building. I was hoping they would at least expand on it, if not kind of go with that sound going forward, but they wound up mixing the two together, as well as obviously trying new things. It's not like they just took the two sounds and fucking said, okay, that's it. Like, they're doing a little bit of everything on here. But yeah, this record is fucking awesome.
I completely agree. It was a great conversation that we had with Michaela. And I fucking love this record. I think it's incredible. I think it goes by a little too quickly. How long is it?
About 30, probably.
30, yeah, so that'll do it. Because I was like,
28.
this shit, I've listened to it like 3 times. Well, 4 times counting, you know, the advance that we had. But it's just, it goes by so quickly. It almost feels like an EP because it is on the shorter side, but it has the variety of an album, which is really nice. Bloodshot Eyes is my personal favorite. I think it's a fucking ripper. I think it's fun, and I think it's a little heavy. And I do love that they have kind of a heavier pop punk vibe going on in this. And vocals are always fucking insane. I don't know. It's something special.
Yeah.
Something special on this record.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of Back to You, which is the opener. It opens up, you know, with that pop punk vibe, where you're like, oh, this is if you missed the EP and you're coming from the debut record, this is the sound that you know
you're expecting.
And then it just goes crazy from there. I like California Sober. I think it's very catchy. But my favorite, and I don't want to cop out because it was a single, but Call My Name is probably my favorite because it is so fucking catchy. I think it's a great way to close the record, but it's such a catchy song throughout. It's not just the chorus. Also, special shout out to Sinking because Bloom is on that track, and big fans of Bloom here. So, overall, I thought the record was incredibly solid. It's like just keeps pummeling you. There's no there's no slowing down. They picked 10 tracks and they just fucking went like this the whole time. Bam, which is typically what you get from yours truly. So did not got exactly what I expected, you know?
Damn right. Yeah. Falling in Reverse dropped their new album, Popular Monster. His takes are we're removing that, and we're talking solely about the music. Now, I do think it's unfair to say that completely we can't touch on like anything he said, or any of that can feed into,
because it's very much in the record.
It is. Yeah. It's kind of like so this segues perfectly into my opinion of the record. I feel like almost every single song on this record, except the fucking Last Resort cover, talks about being canceled or this new generation or Twitter
or how he's the bad guy,
kids, or I'm the fucking bad guy. It's like every single song on this record is just about, oh, I'm edgy. I have dark humor, guys. So topic wise, that's what the record covers. It's not a concept record. It's not a, oh, look at this world that he's building. It's not like a, oh wow, he must have gone through some real heavy shit. Like, it's just him, in my opinion, it just reads as him being bitter throughout the whole record, and that kind of dampens my expectations and any positive feedback that I would have had for this, because he's just salty the entire time. And it's not cute. It's not catchy, in my opinion. I had the pleasure of watching Prequel, the music video for Prequel. I watched it twice because I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Um like an hour or earlier, like an hour or less when it came out. And it is so interesting. So I'm very familiar with that song, and it was I'm happy he did make it the opener, because I love when people make the opener a single, so then it kind of gives you some familiarity to kind of enter the record. Um I think there are a couple corny lines on it. I think it's possibly the better song off of the record. And that's saying a lot, because even then I still was not the biggest fan of it. The fucking line where it's like, I guess you could see I escaped my fate. It's like, oh Christ, dude. I it's so interesting. I don't know. I'm sure you have shit to say. I just have to say, I think it's a very bitter record. I think it's very one-sided, one-toned. Sound-wise, it sounds like he had fun making it. He covered rap, hip-hop, metal, country. So I think sound-wise, great. I like the variety. I do like that, and I think he did some of them very well for what they are. But I feel like because of the contents of the song, it kind of makes it void, because it's just like, I can't sing along to this because I hear myself and I'm like, damn, that's corny. You know?
Yeah.
So it's like, I can't even bring myself to listen to it more, because I'm like, this is so fucking corny. And I can't even like say like, oh, just listen to the instrumentals, you know, don't think too hard about the lyrics, because he's so loud. It's like, there's no ignoring it. That you know exactly what he's saying and you know exactly what he means. So it's just like, I personally did not enjoy this record.
I gathered that from our conversations previously, but if it helps to pinpoint where I'm at with this record, this has been my album of choosing over the weekend, while listening through music on drives and whatnot. So I started out, my first time going through was just the 4 songs that weren't singles, because it's like, I've heard all of these songs a billion, million, bajillion fucking times. Because
I've heard like 2 of them live, like 5 times. It's like, well, not 5 times. All right, sorry, continue.
Because it's been over the culmination of 5 years singles wise. Popular Monster came out in fucking 2019 or whatever, so it's been a long time leading up to this. So I started out with those, and I was like, oh man, it's like the lyrical content of the singles, except not shrouded behind this massive huge breakdown. Like, it's obviously huge production throughout the entire record, but like,
absolutely,
these singles are just so massive, these huge arena anthems, and it's like, then you compare it to the non-singles on the record, and it's like, now what he's saying hits a little bit more, because you can hear him just a little bit better. He's not just drowned in this big like cathedral of fucking sounds. Yes.
Yeah.
Of breakdowns and beep boops and just everything. So that was my first initial impression. I heard Bad Guys, like, oh my god. Christ, I heard Trigger Warning. I'm like, this flows like a Fall Out Boy song. Why does it flow like a Fall Out Boy song? Yep. I heard No Fear. I'm like, god damn. Can you like this song is currently current. With what it's talking about. And Prequel, I was like, all right, I mean, cool opener, I guess. So those were my initial impressions. And then Bad Guy was stuck in my head, and then Trigger Warning got stuck in my head, then No Fear got stuck in my head, and I'm like, fuck. For me, it's less about the actual lyrical content and what he's saying in the songs, and more so the fact that everything about the songs, singles and non-singles, are so catchy that is why I gravitate towards listening to it. I'm able to disassociate from what he's whining about, because that's really what I feel like's going on throughout most of this record.
Yes.
I'm able to disassociate from that and listen to the music as he is saying words, singing them.
Yep.
And then there is just a massive amount of other things going on, and it all creates this very cool sounding song. So that is how I'm able to listen to it. I mean, yes, I'm obviously listening to lyrics. I know the lyrics. I'm not, it is what it is, but that is how I'm able to listen to it. I'm not like, yeah, man, say that again. But like,
yeah, that's when you said like I'm listening to it not because of I'm connecting with the lyrics or anything. I was like, oh no, I didn't think you were listening to it because you were like, this really speaks to me. I'm being canceled too, or like, oh, that generation. Oh, no, I didn't pick it up as that at all.
And like I feel like obviously as an artist you should use art to express yourself, but by making an entire record that's like about they're canceling me, it's like
canceling
and all these problems that you've had, it becomes a smaller subset of people that can actually resonate with what you're saying. And it's like, now can that person have a similar, feeling to me, where it's like, I like the song, I don't resonate, but I like the song as it is. Or, you open yourself up to more people that have an opinion like you, which is like, I can't get past how much he's talking about this one thing throughout this entire record. Now, he didn't try to hide it, because we obviously heard it in all the singles. He made the fucking cover art his mugshot. Like, we all kind of knew what we were getting into. But I'm just like, I wish that there were songs on here that weren't about this, because it's not what Falling in Reverse has always been about.
No.
It's been a shift basically since the beginning of, it's weird because he hasn't put out a full length since 2018 and has seen the most amount of growth he's seen his entire career by doing less music and less singles and basically more talking online. Which is wild. But it's basically been since like around the time of the first couple of singles for this record dropping, where it has turned into what it has turned into. So, with that being said, I did enjoy the record. I think that, whether you like Ronnie, hate Ronnie, love what he's doing, hate what he's doing, what it's doing for rock and metal and the size rooms that he is playing is a big step. No matter what, the ability to give the support slots to other bands in the scene is massive. So, love him or hate him, I think that this is big for the scene, whether it be him or someone else, because it's not just him. I mean, I did not think that I was going to see I Prevail headlining or co-headlining the same rooms that he is out headlining, because I'm having a similar feeling with them blowing up the way that I did about all of a sudden everybody knows Kubla Khan. Like,
that was just kind of fucking wild, right?
Like, I saw that tour go up, I'm like, there's not a way in hell. Like, someone made a mistake. That's billed the wrong way. And now they're out doing the damn thing. It just finished up. So, I think that, we're in a very interesting time for, rock and metal, and he's definitely at one of the forefronts, but I rock with it. I like the record. I've been jamming it a lot. I'm hoping to see it in September.
I do definitely think that he is alienating himself with this record. As you said, it's going to be kind of difficult to get people who like outside of fucking the internet, right? Someone stumbles onto this record, no idea who Ronnie Radke is, no idea Falling in Reverse. They listen to this record and they're like, like, I wonder what this is about. It's like, you can tweet something horrendous and eventually like it'll go away and people will forget about it. This is permanently etched into their discography, because it's a fucking band. I kind of forget that sometimes. He's everywhere.
Left to Suffer dropped their new album, Leap of Death. We had them on the podcast chat about their last record. So you should go check that out. Not about this one, but about the last one. Still very, very great conversation. Great dudes. This album, fucking sick. A deathcore band at their core. But the album does a lot of different things. There are clean parts, which Give Them Death is my favorite song. There's clean parts on the record. That's one of them. There's the metalcore aspects. There were electronic aspects in some of the songs. It's the perfect mixed bag of a little bit of everything. I think that for the scene that they're in, the deathcore scene, it's a ballsy record. I've seen some people be like they've made a bold statement with this album, and I do agree, because they're really making the leap and kind of transcending the deathcore sound and doing it all. I think they achieved it very well in this record. I mean, it's only 8 songs, and they do so much in 8 songs in 33 minutes. And I really, really respect it. As I said, Give Them Death is one of my favorites, but I also like Will It Take My Breath. But I enjoyed the whole album front to back. I think it's incredibly solid.
Damn right. I do also really like this record a lot. Something I didn't expect to dig this much, because it is deathcore, and I tend not to like deathcore as much as metalcore, any other fucking core ever. But the vocals on this one really they were so fun. Sorry, like the fucking corn ass scatting, with that, like, I was like, damn, but actually, like, hit that shit though, because it sounded good and it fit. And it almost sounded like fucking like 2 characters talking, because you would have like the regular scream, I guess, and then you would have like the scatting, like going back and forth. And it would just blow my mind, because it was just really fun, and I liked it a lot. My favorite is Lost in the Dark, which is the second track. And then I also did like The Medicine. I liked this record a lot, and I fuck with it heavy.
Hell yeah.
Charly Bliss dropped their new album, Forever. We sat down with Charly Bliss. You can go check it out to chat about this album. Not a past record, this album. This album is full of such good vibes, just the sound overall. Some of the songs are obviously on the heavier side, lyrically, but I think the vibe overall is just very sunny, pop, a little alternative. It's a very fun, cute to listen to record. I do have one thing though. I think the track listing is great up until Here Comes the Darkness. That reads as such a closer song to me, and having it as the 4th to last track confuses me, because I was listening to it and I was like, oh yeah, okay, this is the end of the record. And then another song came and I was like, okay, this is then. And then another, and then another, and I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. And then when it did actually happen with Last First Kiss, to me, it was a good note to leave the record on, considering some of the topics that were covered earlier. It was kind of like okay, true love, and love exists, and this is awesome, and this is happy. But damn, it confused me. It threw me for a loop. Even on the second and third time listening, I was still like, oh, here it is. And then it just kept going. Not complaining that there were more songs, just confused. Not even confused, because I understand why it isn't the last one, because it's a very somber note lyrically. But I think sound-wise, it's very big. It's bigger than Last First Kiss, in my opinion. So big to me equals closer. So that's my thinking.
Yeah, but it's like, how are you not going to end the record on a song called Last First Kiss after everything that's talked about on the album, I know. Have known about Charly Bliss for quite a while. About the time of their last record coming out, which was 2019. It's been a long time. But we have never gotten to cover them on the podcast, because that record came out before this entire thing was even an idea. So very, very exciting times for us here. But yeah, you stole my main point, which is, obviously the record is very fun to listen to. It's very upbeat and happy sounding, although that is not always what's going on lyrically. That's not to say every single song is this Debbie Downer,
somber.
these somber vibes. There are definitely some upbeat songs as well lyrically, but you've got a mixed bag there. But the entire record stays with that upbeat, happy-go-lucky kind of vibe that you get the entire time, which makes it for a fun listening experience for sure. Like you're like, if you want to get sad and listen to the lyrics, you absolutely can do that. But if you're just 100%. Here and you want to vibe and have fun, this record accomplishes that as well, which is something that I love about records and honestly, like sounds like this kind of sound is the kind of sound where like you can get away with the happy-go-lucky fun, and be totally depressing, brooding with the lyrics, but it can be so fun to listen to. So that
you don't even know.
Yeah, I always have fun listening to records like this because it's like, are they actually sad, and is it actually fucked up, or are we having a good time?
Exactly.
So yeah, that was cool. We also in the interview discussed the timeline and how long it took, and for them to make it out of that process with a record that is so solid because it took so long, and they were like actively working on it for most of the time to not get lost in that process, and were able to come out with something. I commend that.
Yeah, absolutely. And also making it out as a band as well, because that was even a debate that they were having during the process of this record, where it's like, are we even a band anymore? Are we still able to do this? So the record coming out as solid and as I don't want to say flawless, because I need to listen to it a couple more times, but I mean, goddamn, it's up there because it sounds so fucking clean, but just concise and just great throughout that entire process is very, very great. It's very impressive.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. It was funny that you were like, I don't know if Last First Kiss should finish the record, because that's actually one of my favorites. I think
of course it
closes off the record very solid. This nice ending to this what we know to be a crazy time for the band, and a crazy record, ups and downs lyrically. So I think it's a great way to close it. I also like 19, Calling You Out, Tragic. I'm a big fan of this record. Not something that I would normally like go out of my way to seek and find to listen to, because it is a little bit more on that pop side. But as I said, I always appreciate when we wind up diving into records like this, because I am a big fan of this sound, and so I thought the record was dope.
I agree. I can't name my favorite because it would sound like I'm just going off the track list, but truly, just the entire sound of this record just hits home. It's perfect. I think it's fucking awesome.
Hell yeah. Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars dropped a new single, Die With a Smile. You are smiling over there. What is up?
Yeah. I fucking love this song. I love Bruno Mars. I was never a Lady Gaga fan. I always kind of saw her from a distance and went, I know paparazzi. That was like it. So actually being able to sit down and listen to a song featuring one of my favorite artists of all time, Bruno Mars, was awesome. I think that this is a match made in heaven. This collab is fucking crazy. And it's also a sound that I've never heard her tackle before. Not saying that she's never tackled it, because she has a massive discography, bigger than most. So I'm sure she's covered something similar to this before. Again, because I'm not a fan, I've never heard it. Bruno, too fucking good. His vocals are incredible. I think it's sweet. I think it's sad, and I think it's catchy as fuck too. I really like this song.
Yeah, this is a unique pairing, a weird one to say the least. When I saw it, I'm like, Lady Gaga and Bruno Mars, but they make a great song together.
They do,
because they're two fantastic artists. They are just on complete opposite sides of the spectrum. Sonically. So, I was like, this is gonna go one of two ways. It went the way I wanted it to, which it wound up making a very catchy song. But yeah, I've been a fan of both, and I use that term loosely. I was growing up listening to the radio when both of these artists were emerging, so I know both of their hits, but I've not went out and like seeked out to go any deeper in either of their discographies, quite frankly. And I've spent a lot of time with the Lady Gaga song Judas. A lot of time with that one.
Oh, yeah. I wonder why.
Yeah. So, yeah, I thought the song was cool.
Yeah, damn right. Rex Orange County dropped a new single, The Table. This song almost made me cry. I don't know. It's just, I really love Rex Orange County. I think he's a great songwriter. I think he is incredible. I was diving into his discography this weekend, actually. Damn, I was gonna say just yesterday, but it was like the whole weekend, Friday to Sunday. I was just listening to him, and his evolution as a songwriter and as an artist is so fucking cool, because he's had the same vibe, I guess, his entire career. That's on Spotify. He's had shit on every, SoundCloud, YouTube. I didn't go into that. But just revisiting his older work in light of his new album that's coming out in like a month or so, I'm so excited. I am so excited. I thought this song was incredible. It puts things in perspective of things that, I mean, it's so obvious, but it's just kind of like oh shit, you're right. That's a different way to look at a fucking table. Like, how is he writing a song about a table and I'm thinking about like crying? Like, I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is happening? I love Rex Orange County. And yeah, I thought the song was, it was just okay. It was fine.
It was fine. A little ditty. I don't think that Rex Orange County is necessarily for me, is where I'm getting at with these singles. It's very singer-songwriter, which is not necessarily my vibe. It's very much Gloria's vibe. She, she's got plenty of favorite artists that are like that. But I thought the song was cool. It's probably the single that I've liked the most of everything, because the couple that we talked about before, there was one, the name is slipping my mind, but I was not a fan of that one.
Pretty sure it was like the back song or something. It was the one where he was talking to the doctor, right? Yeah.
So I thought that this song was tolerable, and I liked it. So yeah, it was the guitar song.
The guitar song. Are you sure?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was the guitar song.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So yeah, I like this song in terms of Rex Orange County world.
That's all I can ask for.
Yeah. Waterparks dropped a new single, GH 2024, which is Greatest Hits 2024, which is an amalgamation of basically the entire record minus a couple of songs. Yeah. In under 8 minutes. Yeah.
This song made me want to revisit Greatest Hits. I'm gonna be real, probably my least favorite Waterparks album ever. Counting like Blacklight and the other one that's before Blacklight. I don't even know what the fuck it's called. The one before Blacklight.
Airplane Conversations.
I've listened to that one a decent amount of times, and still Greatest Hits was kind of like a hit and miss. A miss completely. There was no hitting, actually. It was just a swing and a miss. I'm so sorry, Austin. I thought the idea of it was great. In the moment, I'm pretty sure it landed on like 6 or 7 of my album of the year list, or even higher. But looking back, I have not revisited it since, but this song does make me want to revisit it. I think it took all of the best parts of every song off of Greatest Hits and it put it into one song, so that it's kind of like glorifying it. But I know when I go to listen to it, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this still isn't what I want. But I'll stream the fuck out of this. You know, I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I do like when Waterparks does these versions, and it's been sorely missed that Double Dare 2019 and Entertainment 2019 are not on streaming services, although they teased this version by posting the cover arts of those songs, and I was like, oh my god,
I was hoping
they finally cleared it. They're good to go. No. I do think that, these versions are cool because it's like, it's the sampler palette, so it's like, if you tell someone, like, and granted, they're obviously re-recorded, it's not like they're stitching parts, so there are some different lyrics on here, some things were tweaked a little bit, but it gives you a pretty good idea of what you're going to get going into the record. So it's like, Absolutely. If you tell someone, that they should listen to greatest hits, but they don't have the 30 to 45 minutes the greatest hits is. Well, it's like, go listen to this 8-minute sampler from 2024 of like most of the songs, and you'll get the vibe for it. And if you dig the vibe, then you can go check out the full record and dedicate that time to it. So I think it's a cool concept. I like that the band does it. And I'm stoked. You know, they're in their independent era right now, so Lord only knows what we're gonna get. You know, he's been teasing and doing streaming games already, telling people if they want Call Me Beat Me, they have to stream this 300 times by September. So well, 300,000, not 300.
Yeah, not 300, because that would have been all right. We would have had it. Yeah. Dead Rabbits and Attila dropped a new single, Oxygen.
Yes, they did. I thought that this song was cool. My only complaint is that I feel like the Franz from Attila feature was like kind of fumbled a little bit, because he is so out there as a front man and as a vocalist. He is so out there
and as a person.
Yes, and I know Franz, when I hear him, it could be on an Attila song or it could be on a fucking pop song. It don't matter. I know Franz when I hear him, and I had a hard time finding him in the mix of this song. Not to mention, I did not think that what he was getting a chance to sing was really for him. Like, he is so him, and he's got his way with words. Some people like it, some people hate it, and it just felt like he was just kind of there on the song. And I was like, this feature had so much potential, and I just feel like it did not live up to it at all.
Fumbled it. Damn. I just saw the feature and I went, oh, cool, okay. I
As
listened
the number
to
one Attila fan here.
Oh no, I love Attila so much. I would die for Attila. I thought it was good. No, I thought it was a good, solid song. I fuck with Craig Mabbitt. I think he's a great artist. I think he's a great vocalist. Very excited to see more from this project that he has. And I thought it was a strong song, but I didn't have any expectations for Franz. I was just kind of like, oh, okay, Franz, cool. I liked him on that Electric Callboy song, and that's about it. But yeah, that was cool.
Hell yeah. Born of Osiris dropped their new single, In Desolation. I think the song fucking rips, and I think that they should just announce the album at this point. But I digress. I think the song's awesome. I've been digging everything that Born of Osiris has done so far. I'm becoming, I got to see them live, funnily enough, with Attila. I was getting into their stuff then, but these singles off of what is presumably a new record, I would hope, we're 3 singles in now, have really gotten me excited about the band and about what's coming. So I'm stoked.
No, I enjoyed this track a lot. I thought it was great, and I'm also looking forward to hopefully an album. Until I Wake dropped a new single, Wholehearted. Whole as in thing.
Yeah, like the hole like you see through.
Yeah, there you go. I thought this was great. I fuck with this band heavy. I think they're great. I think they're very talented. And I like this a lot. I think it's very catchy.
Yeah, I think this song is catchy as fuck. Until I Wake have been, cooking up rippers, not missing for a minute here, noticing, some new cover art. We put out the deluxe of the last record, and noticing new cover art, and they've got the new vocalists. I'm sensing maybe new tunes coming, maybe some new, another project, but I digress. I think the song rips, and I'm stoked for more. I think they're great. Fantastic band.
Damn right.
Oh yeah. Drug Church dropped their new single, Ciao. Another fucking banger from Drug Church. I'm very excited for this album.
I thought this was great. A little slower, but I thought it was a fucking ripper.
I agree. Yeah,
I thought it was great. Fever 333 dropped a new single, No Hostages. Fever 333, I'm available whenever you're available. I love this band so much. I love the songs you've been putting out so much. I'm so excited. Have they announced a record?
Yes, they did.
They have? Okay, thank God. When is it coming out, Shane?
It comes out October 4th.
October. Oh God, that's actually really fucking
Yeah,
soon.
it's
Yeah, I
close.
love that a lot. Okay, good. I really like this band. I don't know where they've been my whole life, but it's now that we're following this release, this rollout, I'm blown away every single time. Even with that last little single with the funky little beat, which I was hesitant on, and I did have to grow to love it, but I do love it now, and I really like the song as well. Oh, the energy is just fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, the energy really comes through.
Hmm.
In the the energy that Jason lets out in the live performances also comes through in the studio
Hmm.
and on the recording. So I think this band's fucking awesome. Been into them for a while. Saw them open for Slipknot a long time ago. So I am stoked for this record. I'm digging this song. I'm glad we finally have a release date because there's been a bunch of singles.
Yeah,
And it's finally time, man. Let's do
it's
it.
time. We're
Oh,
so
yeah.
back. Hmm.
Trash Boat dropped their new single Better Than Yesterday. Little bit of a different vibe from
I was gonna say.
yeah, it's an out of left field vibe,
Yeah.
I thought I knew what to
Mhm.
expect from Trash Boat, and they're just like nope, and veered right off the rails. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm digging it. I like this track. I'm excited to see where this sits on the record, if there's more like this, if it's the weird cut from the album. We'll see. The album comes out very soon, so
Hmm.
more to come there, I'm sure. This was a little like surprise drop. They just like announced that they had a new song out. I'm like, that's fun. And then the song itself is also fun and weird, so I think it's interesting. I like the song.
Yeah, heavy on weird. Just compared to the last track that they dropped, as you said, like I thought I knew what to expect for this record and for the upcoming singles that they drop, but this one just caught me off guard completely because I was like, hell yeah, oh, okay. It's gonna take some time and care to get used to it, but I do think it's really good though, and I am hoping it is kind of like the weird middle child of the album. Because I do want more of the other shit. Like, I really want the other shit.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, thought it was good. Red Hook dropped a new single, Pyromaniac. This is like their best song ever. This one is just fucking crazy. Well, Cannibal is still there. I fuck with and just of the singles songs that they've dropped so far. That's what I mean. This song is so fun. It is fucking glitchy, and it's just so the energy is crazy in this one. It sounds like they had a lot of fun. I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, I mean it's the energy in every single Red Hook song that has come out from whatever's coming, we don't know yet, has just been unmatched. Every single song is just chaos, and it's like it can't get any crazier, and then it does every single time. And I figured a song named Pyromaniac would be fucking batshit, and I was correct. It's fucking crazy. They're a great band. I wish more people would pay attention to them. More people should be paying attention to them. Get in line, because I don't know what the fuck is coming, but it's gonna move mountains.
It will. I'm very excited.
Oh yeah. Starset dropped their new single Toxic. I thought the song was cool. I've been digging the new tracks that we've been getting from Starset. I've always been a little bit on the fence with them, but these couple of new singles that we've gotten have been pretty rad. I especially like this one, so whatever's coming, I'm excited for more.
I agree. I think this one is more on the radio side of Starset that we've listened to, that we've heard so far. I think it's great. I think it's really good, but I definitely do think this is obviously a single, and that's not a bad thing, but it sounds like a song that was made to kind of appease the masses, something that anyone could get into. So I think that's great. I think almost every album should probably have that, a little gateway song. But yeah, no, I fuck with it.
Hell yeah.
Chrissy Costanza dropped a new single, If Looks Could Kill.
Yep, and announced her debut solo EP coming out in October. That's very fun. We've gotten a couple of singles so far. I'm digging them both. I like this song a lot. I like the last song. Big fan of Chrissy's work in Against the Current. So I expected nothing less, because she is a fantastic vocalist, and I was excited to see what she'd be doing solo. And I've been digging the song so far. I like this one a lot, and I'm very excited for the EP.
Damn right. Yeah, no, Both songs have been great. I really liked this one. I liked the progression of it a lot. I think it's very big as well. Big sounding track. So she fucking nailed that. And yeah, I'm looking forward to the EP.
Hell yeah. Well, that's all the topics we have today. So you can follow us on Twitter. It's Good Noise Cast. Instagram is Good Noise Podcast. Facebook is Good Noise Pod. TikTok is Good Noise Podcast. YouTube is Good Noise Podcast. Every audio streaming service ever. Good Noise Podcast. Patreon is patreon.com/Good Noise Podcast. Glory's got your Patreon supporters, your Twitch subs, your important plugs, your merch plug, and your Amazon storefront plug. And then we're going to sign off.
Check out our merch. It's goodnoisepodcast.creator-spring.com. Check out our Amazon storefront. It is in the description. You could check out all the things we use to create the podcast, all the gear we use. And if you buy something, we get a little cut of it, and that helps us run the podcast. So it'd be great if you could do something over there, poke around over there.
Yes, sir.
Thank you to our Patreon supporters, Matt from Pulses, Zari, Jeremy, Pop Punk Apologist, David Arrington, and Eric. And thank you to our Twitch subs, Coaster Lover, and then Matt again from Pulses.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, guys. Thank you. Important plugs, Black Lives Matter, be a decent person, free Palestine, stop Asian hate. I said those so jumbled today. What the fuck?
It's all over the place.
Right, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Support local bands, buy merch at shows if you can. And yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, as I said, that's all we have today. I have been Shane.
I've been Glory.
And we've been the Good Noise Podcast. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.